Seborrheic keratosis or SK are also known as seborrheic warts or basal cell papillomas. They are benign growths due to a buildup of skin cells. The growth is not cancer. SK are very common, harmless, often pigmented growths on the skin. By the age of 40, 30% of the population would be affected, while by the age of 70, it increases to 75%, but younger adults can get them as well. Some people will have only few seborrheic keratosis, while others will have large numbers. They are not infectious and do not become skin cancer. Despite their name, SK are nothing to do with sebaceous glands or viral warts. Doctors don't know exactly what causes seborrheic keratosis. The outer layer of your skin is the epidermis. Cells called keratinocytes make up much of this layer. These cells regularly flake off as younger cells replace them. Sometimes keratinocytes grow in greater numbers than usual. This can lead to a keratosis. The growths tend to run in some families, so genes may play a role. Yes, some individuals may inherit the tendency to develop SK from their parents. Normal skin aging plays a role because the growths are more common with age. Sometimes, multiple seborrheic keratoses may suddenly appear. This is unusual. It may be a sign of a cancer not linked to the skin, such as colon cancer or lung cancer. If you've had many of these growths suddenly appear, tell your healthcare provider. He or she may want to make sure that you don't have any type of cancer. You're generally more likely to develop seborrheic keratosis if you're over age 50. It has been suggested that exposure to sunlight and the human papilloma virus (HPV) are risk factors. You're also more likely to have them if you have a family history of the condition. Seborrheic keratosis are harmless and usually do not cause symptoms. Round or oval shaped, flat or slightly raised with a scaly surface. Have a waxy, pasted on look appearance. They may sometimes itch a little, become inflamed, and catch on clothing. Their size varies from very small to more than 1 inch across. Their numbers vary. You may develop just single growth whilst others can have multiple. It typically appears on the face, chest, shoulders or back. Looks as wart-like growth. Many people dislike the look of them, particularly when they occur on their face. Ranges in color from light tan to brown or black. They can affect anyone, but on dark-skinned people they can also appear as multiple small dark brown or black bumps, especially on the face and the neck. In such a case, this is called dermatosis papulosa nigra. Small flat SK can often become more raised and larger as the years go by. SK are much more common than skin cancers. However, a very dark seborrheic keratosis can look similar to a melanoma. It is therefore important that either a general practitioner or specialist checks any pigmented lesions to ensure that the correct diagnosis is made. Your doctor can usually diagnose a seborrheic keratosis just by looking at it. Your doctor may recommend removing it so that it can be examined under a microscope if there is a question about the diagnosis. SK can cause worry by becoming inflamed or bleeding. If there is any doubt, a skin biopsy can be done to confirm the diagnosis. If you have a skin growth that concerns you, it is always a good idea to see your healthcare provider. Your healthcare provider will ask you about your medical history and symptoms. It's important for your healthcare provider to make sure any growths are not cancer or pre-cancer. Some signs that may concern your healthcare provider may need to check the growth for cancer if it looks smooth on the skin instead of raised and well defined. It has blurred borders. It's not the same shape on both sides. There are dilated blood vessels around the growth. There's an open sore in the growth. It grew out of a previous mole. If your healthcare provider wants to check for cancer, you will have a skin biopsy. Your healthcare provider will take a sample of the growth or the entire growth. It will then be checked under a microscope for cancer. They don't need treatment, but you may decide to have them removed if they become irritated by clothing, feel itchy or bleeds, if you are worried about cancer or cosmetic issues, that is, you don't like how you look. Individual SK can be treated successfully, but new SK may continue to appear. They are harmless and cause no symptoms. However, for those who wish to have some of their keratoses removed, it may be possible to have them treated by a general practitioner in primary care. Be careful not to rub, scratch or pick at it. This can lead to itching, pain and bleeding. Several options are available for removing a seborrheic keratosis. Cryosurgery, freezing with liquid nitrogen. Cryosurgery can be an effective way to remove a seborrheic keratosis. This freezes the growth, causing it to fall off. however, doesn't always work on raised, thicker growths, and it may result in discoloration of treated skin. Curettage: scraping the skin's surface. First, your doctor will numb the area and then use a scalpel blade to remove the growth. Sometimes scraping is used along with cryosurgery to treat thinner or flat growths. It may also be used with electrocautery. Electrocautery: burning with an electric current. First, your doctor will numb the area and then destroy the growth with electrocautery. This method can be used alone or with scraping, especially when removing thicker lesions. This procedure can leave scars if it's not done properly, and it may take slightly longer than other removal methods. Ablation: vaporizing the growth with a laser. Different types of laser treatments are available. Solution of hydrogen peroxide: if you have a raised growth, your doctor may prescribe a solution of 40% hydrogen peroxide, which is applied to the skin. The drug has been proved to be effective in removing seborrheic keratosis, but it may irritate the skin. This solution must be handled with care, as it can cause eye damage. Most growths that are removed don't grow back. If they do grow back after treatment, a tissue sample, that is biopsy, is needed to make sure that the diagnosis was correct and that the growth is not cancer. Don't try to remove a seborrheic keratosis yourself. You may be wrong about the diagnosis, and the spot may be something more important or dangerous. Removing the lesion at home may also cause an infection. What can I do? Always contact your doctor if you are worried about a pigmented spot that is changing in any way. When to see a doctor: see your doctor if many growths develop over a short time. New itching in an old mole. A mole that's getting larger. The growths get irritated or bleed when your clothing rubs against them. You may want the growths removed. You notice suspicious changes in your skin, such as sores or growths that grow rapidly, bleeds and don't heal. These could be signs of skin cancer.